Right now, crews near Chatfield Reservoir are working to finish off a fire that sparked yesterday, forcing the entire town of Leviers to evacuate. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Brianna Fernandez. So this is what that fire looked like yesterday. It caused evacuation orders Sunday afternoon, but this morning, families have safely returned to their homes. Fire crews were out all night, keeping an eye on the perimeter to make sure nothing sparked. South Metro Fire Rescue says the fire is about 90% contained, but they're hoping it'll be out by the end of the day. Douglas County Sheriff Darren Weekly says the county's fire's helicopter was a crucial part of containing the blaze. He says it was up in the air within 10 minutes of the fire starting.
Yesterday alone, on day one of the fire, they dropped 26,400 gallons of water. And that's just the Douglas County helicopter. And that was 88 tank loads of water. You can imagine how bad this would have been had that resource not been immediately available. And again, I need to stress the state resource was not available in the metro area.
Officials say challenges with this fire included heavy vegetation for about 2 to 3 feet tall that became fuel for the fire. Crews were also dealing with multiple spot fires that started along the train tracks as far north as Highlands Ranch Parkway to all the way down south to the town of Leviers. Fire investigators are still working to find out the cause of the fire. We're also going to have more information on Douglas County's fire helicopter tonight on Next with Kyle Clark. That's starting at 6 o'clock. There's also several other fires burning in Colorado. One of those include the South Rim Fire. As of this morning, that fire is burning uncontained in Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park near Montrose. It's at least 3,600 acres in size, which is about the size of Chatfield State Park. Black Canyon of the Gunnison is closed until further notice because of the fire. And the South Belly Fire has burned more than 2,200 acres across 3 different counties. The fire has spread to Mesa, Delta, and Montrose counties. Crews are working to secure the fire along the rim of the Escalante Canyon, but so far they have zero containment. These fires caused Governor Jared Polis to sign a disaster declaration for fire spreading in the western part of the state. This will help free up more resources to help battle all of these fires. We're turning over to our neighbors now in Arizona. Here's a look at the Dragon Bravo fire at the Grand Canyon. So far, it's burned over 5,000 acres, leveled to the historic Grand Canyon Lodge, and destroyed at least 50 other homes and businesses. Firefighters at the North Rim and hikers in the inner canyon were evacuated over the weekend. The North Rim will be closed to visitors for the rest of the season. Today, we're also learning how many structures have been burned in the Bear Creek and St. George Creek fires in Alaska. The team managing fires has updated that number to 63. 13 of those were people's primary residence. Around 800,000 acres in land have burned in Alaska so far this wildfire season. The team managing the Bear Creek fire says it's entered the mopping up state. That means firefighters are going through areas that have already burned, looking for smoldering ground or anything that could reignite. As of Sunday morning, all the areas around the Bear Creek fire are in ready evacuation status, which is the lowest level of preparation.
There is some internal smoking going on and things like that, but Bear Creek fire, I mean, we had, structures lost. The community was definitely impacted. The fuels are expected to dry out again, but as of right now, it's in a good spot.
Some areas around the St. George Creek fire are still in go status, which means evacuate now. The state is also offering support for people who have lost their homes. Individual family and temporary housing grants are available. Developing at noon, a train crash in Gilpin County briefly shut down the lanes of Highway 72. So this is happening near South Beaver Creek Road, which is about 15 minutes away from Netherland. At this time, there aren't many details known about the crash, but right now you're taking a look of the pictures from the sheriff's office. We do know that a semi-truck was involved. You can see that damage from that photo here. Gilpin County officials say nobody died, but one person was taken to the hospital by flight for life. No word on who that person was or how many people were on board on the train when that crash happened. Of course, we're going to continue to update you as more details come in. And we're taking a live look right now outside of Lookout Mountain. It looks beautiful out there, but it's going to be hot, and we know some storms are rolling in later today. So joining me now is our Keely Chalmers with our 9 News Weather Impact team to break it all down for us. Hey, Keely.
Hey, yeah, temperatures climbing into the 90s today. We're talking about mid-90s today, mid-90s once again tomorrow. Now we do, as you mentioned, have some storms. They're developing over the high country, rolling in over the foothills as we speak. So increasing clouds, and you can start to see those dark clouds, isolated storms down at the lower elevations as well. Right now, outside the 9 News studios, we're already at 91 degrees. Those winds, they are calm right now. Current temperatures 80s and 90s across the plains already. We're looking at mainly 70s and 80s in the mountains. Live radar, again, tracking those storms starting to bubble up over the high country. We're going to see them roll into Fort Collins. We're seeing some showers in Boulder area, El Dorado Springs, some lightning flashes there, as well as some thunder. So a little bit of rumbling going on out there right now. Some of that activity certainly dropping down across the I-25 corridor this afternoon. So for the metro area, 96 degrees. That is our forecast high. Partly cloudy skies. We have about a 30% chance one of those isolated showers and storms will move in between about 1 and 7 o'clock for the most part. Forecast highs 80s, 90s across the plains, 70s and 80s in the mountains. So that hot weather certainly topping our weather headlines for today. We do again have those isolated storms in the forecast, not just today, but tomorrow as well. And we are looking at stormy, cooler weather on Wednesday. This is when we could see that rain, and a lot of rain. We'll talk more about that coming up in your complete forecast in just a bit.
Keely, thank you so much. Just after a week after massive floods killed over 100 people in central Texas, today the state is experiencing more heavy rain and flash flood warnings. This video shows high-speed water in a city just west of San Antonio. Earlier today, commissioners in Kerr County, the area hit the hardest during last week's flooding, meant to discuss the ongoing cleanup. During that, the town sheriff said recovery efforts could last up to 6 months. He also said over 2,000 people have been deployed to assist in those efforts. That number includes a couple of Coloradans. 33 members of Colorado Task Force 1, including a search dog, left early this morning to head down south. Tomorrow they will be touching down in Texas to join the 48 members already there. As the recovery efforts continue, small green ribbons are providing a little comfort. The ribbons are to honor the victims of the flash flood. It started with just a few in a Dallas neighborhood, but every day there are more ribbons tied around trees. The hope is that drivers that pass by or people out on daily walks will keep the victims and their families in their hearts.
Just keeping them in your thoughts and prayers, right? In my daily prayer and meditation. It's something I've been thinking about, and, like I said, just keeping the faith.
Delivering a little hope in a very, very dark time for those families. Now, you can help out those devastated by the floods in Texas. Our parent company, Tegna, they've created a way for everyone to give. You can scan that QR code on your screen to donate right now. We also have information on how to donate on 9news.com.